On the air.
Did you flunk a test though you did your best?
Is your teacher on your case?
Does your mother like what you wear?
Do you feel like a social disgrace?
Well, give us a cheer and let us hear.
Well, lessen your sense of despair.
Our programs are cool and the best in the school.
We're the best thing on the air.
Welcome, once again, to Scare Theatre. Are the lights low in your house? Do you hear strange sounds in the attic? Is a cold wind moaning beyond the window? Let's hope so, for tonight we join Inspector Charles Fibley as that famous detective sets out to solve the case of the Deadly Dozen. The scene of tonight's crime is a windy, cold, dark, damp, and rocky island just off the coast of Scotland. As we leave the boat dock and climb the hill, we see the castle of Lady Finchley staring darkly at us through the gloom. It's Montgomery, the butler, who answers the door, throws a sack of garbage to the monster in the moat, and escorts us to the Stenchley drawing room. Here before the fire, 12 people have assembled to hear Wendell Oxley, Lady Stenchley's lawyer, read her last will and testament.
Friends and relatives, please be seated. It is, as you know, my sad duty to read Lady Stenchley's will. I have it right here. Before I begin, I should like to have a bit of water. Montgomery, might I have the pitcher of water there? Thank you, Montgomery. Now then, are we all present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Let us begin. To my favorite niece, Miss Constance Clayberry, I leave.
My God, the lights have gone out.
Thank heavens they're back on.
Then Miss Clayberry has been shown the drawing room.
Please be conference. Montgomery, please be good enough to call the Inspector Fibley. And now, let me continue. To Sir Edmund Lucy, my dear old friend, I leave.
My God, the lights have gone out.
Thank heavens they're back on.
Little they have cut Sir Edmund into tiny pieces.
Don't let's panic. I'm sure Fibley will get to the bottom of this. To continue, to Aunt Clara Sexton, I bequeath my...
My God, the lights are out again.
Thank heavens they're back on.
Wow, Aunt Claire has an air on the ear.
Dreadful, absolutely dreadful. But I'm sure Fibley is on his way now. But we must forge ahead with the will. Let's see. Ah, yes. To my wayward nephew, Desmond Samples, I leave.
My God, the lights, they're out.
Thank heavens they're back on.
Look at poor Desmond. He has been completely squashed.
And so it went in the drawing room. First Miss Clayberry, shot. Sir Edmund machine gunned, Aunt Clara crossbowed, Desmond squished to Mission Ash. Next to die was Clarence Kelsey, friend and poet. He was swallowed by a giant snake. Then Melissa Van Stoosh was broiled in oil. Then Griffin de Griffith, the old family doctor, is bitten by a puffade named Rover. Next is Richard the cook is poisoned by a stale Twinkie. Montgomery, the faithful butler, dies with a broken neck after being thrown headfirst through the door of the grand ballroom. Sly, the Finchley gamekeeper, is killed by a vicious Irish setter. Morgan, the old gardener, is the 11th to go. He's found buried head down in the petunias. As we return to the castle, we hear lawyer Oxley say,
To my companion and lifelong friend, Blanche Vernon, the actress, I give... My God, the lights have gone out. Thank heavens they're back on. What's this? Blanche Vernon? Electrocuted? That means I'm the only one left. But wait, someone's coming.
It is I, Mr. Oxley, Inspector Fibley at your service. I have a few questions for you. What seems to be the matter? Why are these people dead? Why is the only one alive? Is Century bloody again? Everybody's not on October 31st. What's the capital of North Dakota? Is the vacuum in the house?
May I say one thing, Inspector?
Certainly, old chap.
I want to remind you that you are talking to Wesley Oxley, heir of the Century fortune. When these unfortunate people died, I became the sole heir of $40 million. You are also conversing with a fellow who has also had the highest regards for a hard-working, underpaid policeman. You are listening to Wesley Oxley, one of the most generous multi-millionaires on earth, and you are doing all of this wearing a trench coat that is dirty and tattered, a hat that is frayed, a tie that is stained. In short, you could use a loan.
Stop right there, sir. What are you saying smacks of bribery? Are you saying that you're one of the world's most competent and experienced detectives? One whose reputation, if not his clothing and income, are above reproach?
Well, Inspector, if you feel that way, I would draw my...
Stop right there, sir. Let me finish as I was saying. My reputation is sound. If it weren't for my years of experience and practice, you, sir, might be in serious trouble. Exercising the keenest judgment, I have concluded that no crime has occurred here tonight. These 12 unfortunate people have died of natural causes, a fact that might be missed by an incompetent investigator.
I should have known a man of your character and reputation would not be fooled.
Of course not. Now, if you'd be kind enough to show me the bathroom, and we'll discuss the loan, that generous and permanent loan you mentioned.
And thus did Inspector Fiddley solve the case of the deadly dozen. And tune in next time when Scare Theatre presents one of Inspector Fiddley's greatest cases, the disappearance of Wendell Oxley.
Well, that's it, friends. Our programming ends.
It's the end of our broadcast today.
But listen again and be here when.
You hear our announce to say,
It's station FMS Radio on the air. It's station FMS Radio on the air.
Did you flunk a test, though you did your best?
Is the teacher on your case?
Does your mother care I wasn't well?
Do you feel like a social disgrace? Well, give us a cheer and lend us your ear.
Well, lessons your sense is fair.
Our program are called the lessons in school.
We're the best thing on the air.
Mosquito Girl! Mosquito Girl, the champion of justice and niceness. Mosquito Girl, the enemy of criminals everywhere. Wherever evil raises its ugly head, it soon hears the buzzing little wings of Mosquito Girl. To the people of Metropolis, Melanie Meek is just a common, ordinary, plain, run-of-the-mill, average, everyday person who works at Crandall's Car Wash. Little do they know that Melanie Meek, born in an Alabama swamp, is in real life Mosquito Girl, a young woman with the IQ of a genius, X-ray vision, lots of muscles, and a vicious sting that gives you malaria. Today's episode begins in a secret laboratory located in a hidden mountain, 15 miles west and a little south of Metropolis. It is the workshop of Dr. Naughty, the mad, evil scientist. Listen now as Dr. Naughty explains his latest invention to his faithful assistant, Floyd.
Come on, Floyd. Here's my latest evil invention. With this masterpiece, I shall become the richest right person in the world.
Where is it?
Where is it, you idiot? It's the gigantic machine there by the wall.
Which wall?
There, numbskulls, right there.
Oh, the one without the flashing lights and that was Macaulay going up and down. What does it do?
What does it do? I'll tell you what it does, you knucklehead. With that machine, I plan to freeze downtown Metropolis. Then, you and I will put on thermal underwear and rob all the banks.
But Dr. Nari, but about Mosquito Girl.
I'll take care of that insect. I'll freeze her little wings.
With that, Dr. Naughty presses the freeze dial and sets his evil scheme in motion. Meanwhile, at Crandall's Car Wash, Melanie Meek is watching a Toyota and talking to Maurice, her friend and fellow co-worker.
Gosh, Maurice, it was hot in here, but now it seems cooler.
Yeah, cooler.
Must be a front coming through.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll think go open the door and check the weather.
Yeah, door, weather.
Alright.
Help me, Maurice. Help close the door.
Yeah, door.
Maurice, a storm and temperature drop in the middle of July can only mean one thing.
Yeah, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the...
Not Christmas, you nitwit. It means that Dr. Naughty is back.
Yeah, Dr. Naughty.
Right, turn your back, Maurice. I have to change clothes.
Right here in the car wash, Naughty?
Yes, Maurice. Right here, I changed from Melanie Meek to
Ba-ba-da!
Mosquito Girl. Dr. Naughty, here I come.
Bye, Naughty. I better close the door. Gosh, I didn't know Naughty had a pair of little bitty wings and wore longer and her. She sure is the same. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells.
We join Mosquito Girl as she arrives at Dr. Naughty's secret laboratory, crashes through a thermopane window, and says,
So, we meet again, Dr. Naughty?
I've been expecting you, little insect. No, don't move, my dear. One push of this button and a large fly swatter will knock you senseless.
Fly swatter.
Yes, little pest, and it works like this. That does it. She's out cold. Tie her up, Floyd, and put her in the frozen meat box.
See here up in Dr. Nari are used. Now my mom showed me.
Hurry, you idiot. That's it. Now to the locker. Alright. Good, Floyd. Now then to Metropolis Banks to make a withdrawal.
Is our heroine
feeling doomed? Will Dr. Nutty succeed? Tune in to our next episode when you'll hear Mosquito Girl say,
That idiot Floyd, he tied me up in bone knots. One pull and I'm free. There now, but how can I get through that freezer door? I've got it. I'll just take down this frozen turkey and pound the door down.
and don't miss it when Floyd and Maurice do their duet.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Be here next time for another adventure with Mosquito Girl!
Well, that's it, friends. Our programming ends.
It's the end of our broadcast day.
Oh, well, this ain't game be here, man.
You hear our announcer say,
It's station FMS Radio on the air.
Is Station FMS Radio on the air?
Did you flunk a test, though you did your best?
Is teacher on your case?
Does your mother glare at what you wear?
Do you feel like a social disgrace?
Well, give us a chair and we'll lend us your ear.
Or lessen your sense of despair?
Our programs are cool, the best in the school.
We're the best thing on the air.
Mosquito Girl, Mosquito Girl, the champions of justice and niceness. Mosquito Girl, the enemy of criminals everywhere. Whenever evil rises its ugly head, it soon hears the buzzing little wings of Mosquito Girl. To the people of Megatropolis, Malene Meek is just a common, ordinary, plain, run-of-the-mill, average, everyday person who works at Cardell's car wash. Little do they know that Melanie Meek, born in an Alabama swamp, is in real life Mosquito Girl, a young woman with the IQ of a genius, X-ray vision, and lots of muscles, and a vicious sting that gives you malaria. Today's episode begins in a secret laboratory located in the hidden mountains, 15 miles west and a little south of Megatropolis. It's the worship of Dr. Naughty, the mad, evil scientist. Listen now as Dr. Naughty explains the latest invention to his faithful assistant, Floyd.
Hey, come look, Floyd. This is my latest evil invention. With this masterpiece, I shall become the richest, rockiest person in the world.
Where is it?
Where is it, you idiot? That gigantic machine there on the wall.
Which wall?
There, numbskull, there.
Oh, the one with all the dials and flashing lights, and the worship hall is going up and down. What does it do?
What does it do? I'll tell you what it does, you clunkhead. With that machine, I plan to freeze downtown Megatropolis. Then you and I will put on thermal underwear and rub all the banks.
But Dr. Naughty, what about Mosquito Girl?
I'll take care of that insect. I'll freeze her little wings.
With that, Dr. Naughty presses the freeze dial and sets his evil scheme in motion. Meanwhile, at Cardo's car wash, Melanie Meek is washing her Toyota, talking to Morris, her friend and fellow worker.
Gosh, Morris, it was hot in here, but now it seems cooler.
Yeah, cooler.
Must be a friend coming through.
Yeah, front.
I think I'll open the door and check the weather.
Yeah, door. Weather.
Help me, Morris, help close the door.
Yeah, door.
Morris, a storm and temperature drop in the middle of July can only mean one thing.
Yeah, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all.
Not Christmas, you nitwit. It means that Dr. Naughty is back.
Yeah, Dr. Naughty.
Right, turn your back, Morris. I have to change clothes.
Right here in the car wash, Melanie.
Yes, Morris. Right here I changed from Melanie Meek to Mosquito Girl. Dr. Naughty, here I come.
Bye, Melanie. I better close the door. Gosh, I didn't know Melanie had a pair of little bitty wings and wore long gray underwear. She sure is a sight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Away. We join Mosquito Girl. She arrives at Dr. Naughty in the secret laboratory, crashes through the thermal pane window and says,
So, meet again, Dr. Naughty.
I've been expecting you, my little insect. Don't move, dear. One push of this button and a large fly swatter will knock you senseless.
Fly swatter?
Yes, little pest, and it works like this. That's it. That does it. She's out cold. Tie her up, Floyd, and put her in the frozen meat locker.
I'll tie her, Dr. Naughty. I used a knot my mommy showed me.
Hurry, you idiot. Now that's it. Into the locker. Good, Floyd. Now to Megatropolis begs to make a withdrawal.
Is our hero doomed, but Dr. Naughty succeed? Tune into our next episode when you hear Mosquito Girl say,
That idiot, Floyd. He tied me up in bow knots. One pull and I'm free. There now. How can I get through that freezer door? I've got it. I'll just take this frozen turkey and pound the door down.
And don't miss it when Florida Moors do their duet.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
Here next time for another adventure with Mosquito Girl.
Well, that's it, friends. Our programming ends.
It's the end of our broadcast today.
But listen again and be here when
You hear an announcer say,
It's session FMS Radio on the air.